A TV and film production company in Falkland has been traveling the country looking into reports of paranormal activity. It's true. This week they're showing some of their findings at the Vernon Towne Theatre, the Vernon Towne Cinema, rather, which itself is rumored to be haunted. They also shot a segment here in Kamloops, and Daybreak's Courtney Dixon met up with the show's creators.
Yeah, my name's Dean Trumbley. I'm owner of Boyz Productions and producer of True North Paranormal.
John Kozuska. I'm the host of True North Paranormal and the Paranormal Investigator. For me, my grandfather had passed away, and it was really sudden and, really sad. And went to my grandmother's place a few weeks after his funeral, after my grandmother was feeling better, and she wanted to spend some time with me and my brother, essentially. So we went back there, and we used to sleep on the second story of her house. And I remember this just as vague as it was yesterday. I came down the first flight of stairs, ended up on the landing, turned the corner because I was thirsty. It was late at night. I have no idea on the time. And I watched my grandfather walk past me towards the bathroom that he passed away in. And to this day, I don't know whether I dreamed it. I don't know whether I saw him. I don't know whether it was legit, but I'm here to find an answer.
We're standing in Whispers in Kamloops, and you've shot an episode here. So what brought you to this location?
A lot of times with True North Paranormal, we go on tips. So it actually was an employee at the time that told us there was some activity inside Whispers and really wanted us to come down and check it out. Karina Kozuska is my wife. She's an empath medium, and we had Sarah James with us as well at the time. She's also a medium, so we kind of had two on our hip.
Was there any area in particular in this shop that...
It's downstairs. Hands down downstairs.
A lot of the activity that we can't explain is in the basement, and especially in the back corner room. Yeah. But upstairs here, we really didn't get a whole lot. But, a lot of the reports was stuff knocked off shelves, things moving. But it's a store, and a lot of times those things can be easily explained, and if the mindset of the person who's experiencing those things can easily twist it to a paranormal versus an actual activity. But some of the stuff that we did collect down in the basement was pretty incredible.
I guess we could take her to the shirt tub room, eh?
Yeah, that room was probably the worst in the building. So this room here, we didn't get anything. That room there, we never got anything. The two active rooms was that room there, where we actually caught some banging and something being thrown. And this room here is where we got the most. This room here is where you actually can see the shirt tug. John was standing right where he was, and literally you can see his shirt on camera pull up like this.
Up and out.
And then we had a bang happen right behind us when I was standing here filming. And then this is also where we caught the disembodied voice, which clearly said bad.
Now the bang behind you, that couldn't be explained by the pipes and stuff over there?
It was. That's why if you look in the episode, it never made the episode because it's exposed pipes. It's also old copper piping. So even just the fact of going from hot to cold, that could cause it to bang. So that's why we don't present a lot of the evidence. We do find if it's explainable. Some of the stuff we will put in that's explainable, but usually it's the stuff that's unexplainable we put in the episode. Like the shirt pull we couldn't explain because it was a clear up and out motion. The voice, we knew the nerve center was way away from here. John and I were the only two down here, and literally the voice came from about 6-7 feet behind you. There's been places definitely where we say there is some stuff. We just returned from Winnipeg and we filmed at the Marlborough Hotel, and we had some stuff happen there both on and off camera, and that was just, it was like something straight out of a horror movie. It's stuff that you sit and say to yourself that can never happen. And it's funny, like being a scientist, I know there's a lot of people out there who are going to look at me and say, well, but I always say the same thing. It's like anything in life, until you experience it yourself, it's just hard to explain. But that place, I would definitely say, even though we hate using the term, but it is definitely haunted. I mean, there is some stuff going on there I can't explain.
How would you describe this place?
There definitely is something that's going on here. We don't understand enough of the history to say that it's something permanently attached, but we also have to remember this is in downtown Kamloops. So there's a a road right here. There's people everywhere. Some of the stuff that we did have happen that we can't explain, definitely would indicate to us that maybe there is some sort of activity happening here. But I wouldn't go as far as saying as, this is a hot spot.
Now, what do you say to skeptics who are like, well, there's got to be an explanation somewhere for some of this stuff?
When it comes to skeptics, my job isn't to change your mind. My job is simply to report what I find and allow you to make your own decision. This is what we found. This is what we've ruled out. This is what we can't explain. Now it's up to you.
Because I actually am a skeptic. I come from a university science-based background. For 15 years, I ran an environmental firm. I'm a research biologist. So I literally question everything that we do. And I know coming into this, I've written the paranormal field off. But in filming this and producing this in the last 3 years, I can honestly say that there definitely is stuff that has happened that within my realm of knowledge, I cannot explain.
Now, this is a particularly unusual location to film an episode like this. What other kinds of places do you guys film at?
We pretty much go everywhere. So we're doing our research on all locations before we even go there to make sure that there's actually substantial, credible point of view and perspective in terms of the paranormal activity.
You've got a screening coming up in Vernon. So can you tell me a little bit about that episode?
What's really cool about that episode and where the screening's happening is that was the very first place True North Paranormal filmed. So this is the very first time it'll be seen by the public, and it's happening in the building we filmed it in. So not only are you getting to see our very first investigation on camera, but you're getting to see it in the building that we filmed it in.
Now, what is that building?
It's the Vernon Town Cinema.
Yeah, I born and raised in Vernon, so it has a lot of meaning for me because, owning Thunder Boyz Productions, I never thought I'd be a hometown kid coming back, and doing something like that in Vernon. And literally, I saw my very first movie, which was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in the Vernon Town Cinema. So to go there and actually release it at the Town Cinema is very exciting for Thunder Boyz Productions, and it's a big, big step for True North Paranormal because they get to be on the big screen. So we're super excited, and it's on August 21st at 7 o'clock. So we're hoping a lot of people come out and support a hometown, production company with a hometown television show.